heart be pure, evil be erased. Mind.
Hey, look over there! She's all by herself, right? Because she's acting as if she's talking and laughing with somebody else. What? You mean you used to act like that too? So is this an invisible friend who hangs out with you sometimes? Or do they just exist in your imagination? Imagination. Oh, you must mean imagined friend, right? So, this imaginary friend of yours. When does Paimon get to meet them? Seriously? So, imaginary friends just disappear when you grow up? Oh, Paimon was looking forward to meeting yours. Hey, no way! You guys are so lucky! Because they have this game in Liyue. Have you heard of it? It's a 4-player game, but it seems you guys could play it with just the 2 of you.
Oh, Traveler. Fancy meeting you here.
Tone-deaf bard. What are you doing here?
I'm here because Lisa has been making some exciting new contraptions.
Why does the thought of Lisa's contraptions make Paimon so nervous?
Come now, that's no way to speak about the elegant Miss Lisa. For this particular contraption, Lisa had to import some dangerous materials from Sumeru.
Dangerous?
I know, right? Apparently, though, it's called an Urnama detector. Sadly, Lisa isn't able to use it herself, so I'm borrowing it for a while. And I'll...
Huh? Why can't Lisa use it?
Perhaps it's because she lacks a certain childlike sense of wonder. If you want to know for sure, just ask her.
So, you can see them? Go!
Anyway, it's all yours now, Traveler. Take a look.
Do you see him? Do you see him?
So it does work for you two.
Paimon wants to see? Wait, but this gizmo isn't in Paimon's size. All right then, you'll just have to be Paimon's eyes on the ground. Flora from the flower shop always seems kinda floaty-headed, you know? Paimon bets she has an imaginary friend.
There it is! Behold, a floaty imaginary friend for floaty-headed Flora! A bloaty floaty!
Wait, imaginary friends can be plants now?
Hi, Traveler. Hi, Bard. Sure, how can I help? Oh, you mean Mr. Floaty? Most people can't see him. Mr. Floaty is my bestest friend.
No fair. Paimon hates
Flora, why exactly are you friends with a bloaty floaty?
What's wrong with it? I always wanted
friends with a flying plant?
Because then when it's windy, you and your friend can fly off into the sky together. You got it.
Isn't that called being blown away?
That's what some people like. I only found out this plant existed from I think his name was Stanley. Stanley's and you can tell he's an expert at it from the stories he tells. The Amazing Adventures of Stanley are super. He's in the city at the moment. You should go ask him.
That sounds like a fun idea for next time. But right now we have.
Flora a
see
pretty
Barbara at the cathedral if you're injured.
mysterious kid.
Which child?
Paimon's thinking. Oh, how about that little guy on the bridge? No way!
Well, that is
Timmy's imaginary friend is a ruin guard? Paimon's freaking out right now. That thing is sure to attack us.
what say we postpone our conversation with Timmy for the time being?
Huh? Paimon has a favorite line? Seriously? Oh, alright then. How about we explore the area ahead of us later? Children are more open-minded. Is that why they can think up all kinds of imaginary friends?
Fitting, isn't it? That the City of Freedom should be home to children with such boundless powers of imagination.
What about adults' imaginations? Let's ask some adults at the tavern.
The thing about wine is, you have to drink it at the tavern or you miss out on half the fun.
Seems to me you'd find some way of keeping yourself amused even if you drank alone.
If I didn't know any better, I would say you're
Just drink responsibly on my premises, okay?
Oh, and if I did have one too many,
Throw you out?
you know, the same way you threw out Father's legacy. You sold off his mansion.
I see no reason to cling to things that have outlived their purpose.
Is that so? Then I trust you were most swift indeed to part with a certain vase.
Sorry, I have no recollection.
That's odd. Master Diluc, I'm sure I saw such a vase in your home. A beautiful one, unmistakable in fact.
Seems our suspicions were right. Grown up,
Like I said, a lack of childlike wonder.
so people just stop dreaming when they grow up? Okay, well, Paimon...
This raises an interesting question. At what age exactly do people's imaginary friends disappear? Let's go and check. How about Ellen? Someone of her age surely must have some imagination left, don't you think?
Uh-oh. Somehow, Paimon finds the idea of not being able to see Ellen's imaginary friend kinda scary. Jean? What is Jean doing here? Is Master Jean Ellen's imaginary friend? Yeah, she's so conscientious.
Oh, hello.
Are you always
You bet. Today, I heard Stanley talking about his event. Oh, I hope I can be as out.
So that you can fight shoulder to shoulder with Master Jean.
I mean, obviously, I want to become a knight. And if I got to go.
Seems Ellen really looks up to Jean.
Huh. I was thinking, it's not every day I get to hang out with. Huh. How can I smash all these training dummies at once? Shame. Didn't manage to. Huh. How can I smash all these training dummies at once?
Seriously, attack!
Shame. Didn't man. How can I smash all these training dummies at once? Huh. So that's how to do it. I'm impressed. Oh, thank you. It's clear as
So modest. I, for one, think you're quite the pro.
Well, I'm exhausted from training, so clear.
Ellen, she's our.
Thanks. Shoot, I got. But I'm so sore from honorary night. Could you deliver a message to Jack for me? He's a friend of mine. Recently started as an. We were gonna meet up tonight and discuss adventure plans. Could you let him know it'll happen? If I'm not mistaken, you should find him at the Temple of the Lion. Stanley's a truly legendary adventurer, renowned in all of. Great! Thank you so much.
The Temple of the Lion? We explored this place once before, didn't we? During the Storm Terror incident. Seems like it's now a hot spot for adventurers. That can only mean one thing. We didn't bag all the loot last time! Looks like we can't go any further.
Not to worry. Allow me. Those who wander in the dust, the wind shall send soaring sky high. Yahoo! Yeah! Let's play! Brace yourself!
A touch of frost.
No, my sword!
Forth, my blade.
Time for takeoff. Yeah. Yeah. rude. Think you can get away? Yeah. Yeah. I'm going in.
Barely a scratch.
Off we go.
I was so sure.
To be fair, that... So, you must be Jack the...
Yes.
Actually, we...
Ellen has a message for you. She said she won't be able to join you today to plan out your next
Oh, I see. I feel bad you had to come all this way to find me.
Huh? I don't see what all the fuss is about. It was nothing that...
Whoa! You are Stanley?
The very...
I must say, it's an honor to meet one as Well then, how would everyone like to proceed? Head back or head further inside?
Well, I think in which case, why...
Okay, motion pat.
So, I'm guessing you mostly came here because you want to hear my adventure stories. Am I right?
No, we really were just looking for Jack.
What? Do you know who I am? I am Stanley, renowned adventurer of Mondstadt.
Yeah, I think we got that.
Well, your attitude says maybe you don't got it. I am Stanley, the living legend. Stanley who braved the Magivari.
Enough already! Ugh. Stop name-dropping yourself every time you open your mouth!
It's true, though. Stanley is the most amazing guy.
Well, Jack will listen, won't you? Now, where was I?
You and your partner reached the Magivari, a famously terrifying place with not a wisp of wind.
Precisely! There was a deathly silence in the air. A sea of ashes stretched out before us, as far as the eye could see. The Magivari. Suddenly, my partner was caught in a whirlpool whipped up by an evil beast. Luckily, I managed to grab hold of him just in time.
Wow! So, did he make it?
Sadly, in the end, I alone was able to set foot on home ground once more. When the gentle breeze carried away the tears welling up in my eyes.
That poor guy. How could that happen?
Jack, you can't cry so easily if you want to be a great adventurer.
I know. Because an adventurer's proudest achievement is to die in the course of their final adventure. But whatever happens, no adventurer should ever die in a place where the wind doesn't blow. The wind has to bring your spirit back to Mondstadt.
That's right. To die in a place where the wind blows and to have your spirit carried back to Mondstadt on the wind, that's the dream.
Yeah. Although, the most I can aspire to right now is beginner's commissions, like clearing out the slimes clogging up the sewers.
You shouldn't die in a place with no wind. Why do they keep going on about that? Is that why Stanley thinks the Magivari is the most terrifying place in the world? Because there's no wind there?
Let's play!
Swift and merciful! Submit for judgment!
Rain outlines your fate. Get Rain Cutter! Let's light it up! I'm going in!
Yeah, here we go. Traveler, I believe I've made a small discovery. Could I ask you to use the Nernama detector once more?
What? Stanley has an imaginary...
It seems his imaginary friend is a seasoned warrior, covered in scars from head to foot, and a look of staunch determination on his face. You're saying his imaginary friend is an idealized version of his own self? Interesting idea, but is it true?
Please excuse me.
Bye, Stanley. Do you two still have time to spare?
What is it?
A few days ago, Stanley got drunk and told me a secret. The weapons he took on his adventure all those years ago, they were none other than those once wielded by Mondstadt's greatest hero, Vanessa herself. The Sword of... I don't know whether you believe me, but apparently, since you guys are the experts at this, can you come with me to try and retrieve these two legendary weapons? I don't know. Outstanding if I can just get a hold of something impressive enough to show my family what I'm capable. Right now, I'm just a rookie. My ability... So, what do you say? I can't bring myself to tell Stanley about it, because my reasons are...
Aw, poor Jack. Let's help him out. Venti, you can...
Oh, one other thing. I have a bottle of rare vintage wine that I had...
Dada Upa Gorge, was it? Let's hurry, there's no time to lose.
Ride on wind and cloud alike. Fourth, my blade. Spirit blade. Attack!
Adventure time.
Hey, that bunch of hilichurls! Are they holding some kind of ceremony? And what's with that pile of knickknacks? Are they worshipping them?
Seems so. That must be the Sword of Brilliant Valor, surely.
From whence you came!
Let me leave you a verse.
Lo and behold, the Sword of Brilliant Valor.
Are you sure? Looks kind of basic to Why would hilichurls be bowing down before a piece of junk like...
Seems somebody tossed an old sword into a pile of spoils these hilichurls...
This is in terrible shape, and it's so basic,
Say, Jack, have you ever seen an anemo crystal fly? If you saw one in broad daylight, you wouldn't bat an eyelid. But in the pitch blackness of night, its brilliant glow is mesmerizing. Is valor not the same? When everything is going your way, it seems meaningless, fades into the background. But when you're in dire straits, valor is the thing that gets you fired up and fighting back. It's the brilliant ray of light that guides you out from the darkness.
You're right. You're right. Then this has to...
So, we got our sword. Now we just need that shield. Let's scout around. It's definitely...
There's somebody there!
Stanley? What's he doing here?
He's acting so weird.
What happened? Why did you...
Huh? Oh, it's nothing. Just one of those Mora spouting weasel thieves passed by is all.
What? Where?
Maybe another time. Lo and behold, the shield of magnificent honor.
Liar, liar, pants on fire! A chunk of scrap wood with the handle attached!
There's also wine stains on it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that...
And yet, my bard's intuition tells me that this is... Warriors wear their battle scars with pride, and shields are no different. Surely an intact shield is one that has shied away from the battlefield. Is not the broken and splintered shield the one? Though the soldier's body be tired and torn, still they fight till the very end, till they have no blood left to bleed. Such magnificent strength.
You do have a point. Shiny new shields. Okay then. Well, maybe... Ahem. Excuse me, Mr. Hilly Churl? Well, okay, you take it from here. Hope you've picked up some Hilly Churlian by now. If not, there's always body language. Seems cheerful enough. Maybe negotiating will work after all. Uh-oh, he did not seem to appreciate that. Seems cheerful enough. Maybe negotiate... Oh, yeah! He actually gave us...
Guys, thank you so much! I can't believe I actually found them! Mom, Dad, check out the legendary weapons I found!
Hey, wait! The wine, you promised! And I actually helped a lot this time. What are you doing here, Stanley?
Hey, what are you doing here, Bard? Fancy that?
Oh, that's right. An after-dinner stroll, to be precise. We were...
Paimon's starting to think Stanley might be a fraud. Did Stanley plant the sword and shield here?
Adventurers must be pretty familiar with Dadaupa Gorge.
You better believe it.
Wow. Then I admire your perseverance.
It's only to be expected of a great adventurer like me. I'll get back to my,
Guilty conscience much?
Well, he shouldn't have gotten so carried away, although, on further reflection, someone who can't let go of the past and gives up on the present instead. I wonder if such a person was forced to take their first step towards...
What are you talking about?
I'm just musing to myself. Anyway, I propose we take a trip to...
Exorcism uses thaumaturgy and martial arts to conquer evil.
Tell me, Stan. Tell me, what should I do?
Huh? Why does he keep repeating his own name?
Surely not. Even I've never...
Oh, Stanley, it should have been me. I should have been the one to die in the Melchivari that day. Why won't your spirit come and stop me from using your name? Why, Stanley? If only you hadn't had to save a rookie like me, you would have never died in that windlass. You were a renowned adventurer, destined to become a legend one day.
Does anyone get what's going on?
I think our friend really did make it to the Merjavari. And I think the tragedy he encountered there was real too. But the real adventurer, the real Stanley, the real Stanley is the one who died to save our Stanley.
Wait, so the only reason our Stanley is called Stanley in the first place?
I fear that may be the case.
Stanley, for so many years I've lived in fear. Fear that Mondstadt must remember. Stanley reached the center of the magic. Stanley will never die, because I am Stanley. I'm sorry, Stanley. I'm getting too old. Are you guys planning on eavesdropping much longer?
Yikes! We're...
Go away.
But...
Leave now. Don't make...
Honorary Knight, Venti, and Paimon. I'm so glad you guys are here. I've been looking for you everywhere. I wanted to thank you again for helping me find the...
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. They even said they're gonna pay for someone to fix up the Sword of Brilliant Valor and Shield of Magnificent Honor for me, so I can take them out on the road.
That's wonderful! So, Jack, is this the...
No, not yet. I still don't have what it takes to go to... Besides, I'm sure Stanley still has a few stories left to tell. Stanley, We'll see you tomorrow then. After your hangover wears off. Maybe you can tell me some more of your stories?
Stanley's really fond of that kid.
Jack.
Jack left.
Oh, I see.
Huh? All of a sudden, you're facing the facts? That isn't like...
Just now, I couldn't bear to look at him. I'm just a weary old feckless fraud. But that kid is a brand new shining star, full of...
You're not a total fraud. Stanley's adventure stories and experiences.
Stories? Experience? To be honest, my memories of adventuring and of Stanley, they're hazy these days. That's my biggest secret of all. And my biggest fear. All these years, I've been living to tell his story. But his personality, but the one thing I can never forget is that he died in a windless land, where his spirit can never be recovered.
Exactly. Even in his memory. Instead, he's become fixed on the image of him as that battle...
I'm too old. I never let go. I'm completely and utterly... No adventurer should have to go that way.
Hans Archibald.
My true name? How did you know? The wind. I can hear the wind blowing in the Mare Javari. I always believed you existed.
Will you hand me your old friend's spirit?
I can't believe it. Thank you all. And thank you. I'm sorry. It's gonna take me some time, but I think...
Ah, wonderful! Stanley reconnected with his true self and Jack can This calls for a celebration!
And by libation, you mean you're not leaving this tavern till you're too drunk to walk, right?
No, the wine here's too expensive. Jack still owes me some wine, though. He promised me a rare vintage in exchange for helping him out, remember? I'll head off to fetch the wine. See you shortly.
Huh? Where's that supposed to be? Why has Paimon never heard of it? Hey, Tone Deaf Bard! Oh, hey!
You made it. Finally.
Just tell us where you meet next time, okay? We looked everywhere. So, did you at least manage to find your wine?
Yep. Well, sort of. Jack made it out to be a rare collector's edition vintage. When actually it's just a half bottle of regular cider. This takes me back. The first time I saw this view, I hadn't even taken on this form yet. It was about 2,600 years ago, before the world had come under the rule of the Seven. At that time, Old Mondstadt was ruled by a tyrant who sealed off the city's perimeter with a ferocious hurricane. Even the birds couldn't get in or out.
Old Mondstadt? Oh, Paimon remembers! Nowadays it's known as Storm Terror's lair, right?
That's right. The Tyrant of the Winds who once ruled from that tower was Decarabian, god of storms. Back then, I was but a wisp among the 1,000 winds. I wasn't a god of anything. I didn't even have a human form. I was just a tiny elemental being who lived in the wind, a gentle breeze bringing subtle changes for the better, or tiny seeds of hope.
A tiny elemental being? Without a human form?
Yep. My current form is not so different from the situation with fake Stanley. I took the form of a friend. In Old Mondstadt transpired the story to be told. Where a tyrant ruled, I met a boy not that old. The lyre he played, and for a song he sought. But storm walls blocked blue sky, he was sincerely distraught. I do so wish to see the birds in flight, said he, his strong eyes filling with light. But his voice was lost in the howling wind's churn, for the whirlwind takes and gives not in return. The true sky and songs that cageless soar, were they not wishes worth fighting for? So the boy turned, extending his hand. Let us cast down the tyrant and his walls from this land. The young boy raised then the flag of revolt, and I threw myself into freedom's tumult. Victorious were we who fought to be free. Gods fell, winds whipped, nations shook violently. In the smoke, a despot met his doom, and we watched as his great tower fell none too soon. Mondstadt began anew, the story passed down, and since then never has another worn its crown.
So then what? What happened to your friend?
Say, Paimon, do you wish to hear the next part of the story?
Yes, of course! The suspense is killing, Paimon! Now's the time you suddenly get a craving for apples? Really?
Getting a little peckish or something.
Paimon's had it up to here with you!
You know, you're so smart it almost makes me uncomfortable sometimes. But then, maybe it's right that true friends can tell what the other is thinking. A refreshing drink, a gentle breeze. Back to a song that I first heard from him. Fly, fly away. Like a bird in the sky. See the world on my behalf. To the heavens may you fly.